rheumatology clinic dedicated exclusively to your joint health. Our experienced team offers comprehensive care all under one roof. From consultations and joint injections to on site laboratory, x ray, bone density testing, and our specialized infusion suite. No more running around to multiple locations for your arthritis evaluation. When you need expert rheumatology care, choose the specialist who focus solely on conditions like yours every single day. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your mobility and comfort are our main priority. Call 252 321 8474 or visit carolina-arthritis.com to schedule your consultation today. Again, that number is 252 321 8474. Carolina Arthritis Center.
Where your journey to health begins.
Arthritis Center.
Where your journey to health begins.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and
Yeah.
welcome to another incredible episode of your favorite weekend show. And as always, I'm your friend, your favorite voice on the mic, the man with the juice, the man with the sauce, the man that I call Victor Ihuka. Yes. Um, and 5 FM and 1570 AM WECU. And super shout out to everyone listening to us on WNOS 102.3 FM and 1450 AM WECU. We would love to have you here every weekend, every weekend. And as always, you can listen to the stream on our Pitt Perspectives website, on our Facebook, on our YouTube, and on our Twitch channels. We are streaming live. Yes, as always, I'm Victor, and I'm joined here as always by my two amigos, AY and Patrick. How you guys doing?
Good morning, North Carolina. Good morning, Greenville. And good morning to everyone listening to us this morning. This is AY, and we are live on Pitt Perspectives, your favorite Saturday morning radio show. And we are here to give you that amazing show that we always bring. So I'd like you to invite everyone around you to come and join us this beautiful Saturday morning as we take you on this amazing ride. It's going to be an interesting show this morning. Patrick, how's it going?
Yeah. Good morning once again. This is Patrick once again on the one, the three, the awesome radio. Yeah, we are online today, guys. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have fun for sure. I think it's
Yeah.
a we always enjoy having it. And hey, let's take it away.
Yes. It's been an amazing time. So the last time we had Dr. Eric, sorry, my bad, Dr. Herb, and we made predictions about the World Cup. Who failed? Who got it wrong?
Patrick got it wrong, obviously. Woo! I told you.
So did any of you see the
And
game though?
yeah, I did. So I actually did not want to.
Yeah, I
But
did. I watched the whole
I
game.
think I joined in the second half actually. And what really made me even join was that I was actually like doing something. I just turned on the TV and I realized that this game was going. And I realized that Spain was, oh Jesus, it would have been better
Battering,
if Argentina did not make it to that final, bro. It was terrible. They
bro.
literally I think the scoreline is the most unfair statistics of that game. It's nothing compared to what the game was about. Like, it was terrible.
But I mean, football is about score lines though,
Yes,
because
but
you can have
and
all
that
the
was
possession and
that was why I was happy in the end, because that's how funny football can get. Like,
yes,
Spain can do all of that playing and then still lose the game if they probably go on penalties, and all of that. So I was happy that they didn't, like, Argentina did not win that match, because that would have been too much. Like, that would have been so unfair to the
yeah.
fans, the footballing world, to everybody that is on this earth.
That's
It
yeah.
was
I
just
see what
fair
you
play
mean,
that Spain should have won that match. Like, how do you play over 100 minutes of football without getting a single shot? Not even
bro.
off, not on. There was no shot till like minute 100 and I think 12 or 13.
15.
It
Yeah.
was terrible.
There are
Yeah,
levels to this, though. Patrick, how about
I
your week?
mean,
Did you see the game?
uh, I did,
I'm sure you wish you didn't.
I did. I felt like the hate on Argentina was forced, and FIFA had to do something to like save their own image. So I
You
feel like
mean
they
like
told the
by
Argentinian players
letting
to play
Ferran
and just
Torres,
play,
FIFA let
don't
Ferran
try
Torres
to.
score?
I feel like that's what really happened because that Argentina team
Sorry,
should not.
can you
They
say that
didn't
again,
play.
Patrick?
Like
You were trying
they
to
basically didn't
explain.
play. They just went there to attend.
Nah. I'm not sure I got that your explanation. You were trying to explain how the thing was forced or something. You said the hate was forced, so like what
Yeah, and
exactly
Ewa
did
was
you?
saying, of course, Patrick got it wrong. Patrick is the only one that got the two teams in the final prediction correctly. So let's not
No,
forget
no,
that
no.
just
Wait.
because you have two options
Okay,
that
you
you
know
pick
what?
A or B, it's not the
Don't
same
worry.
thing.
We'll be going on this break and we'll get back to this argument
Awesome
after.
radio
This
right
is still
after the
awesome
break.
radio.
I'm Dr.
Boom.
Kyle Harner from Carolina Arthritis Center. Are joint pain and stiffness holding you back? At Carolina Arthritis Center in Greenville, we're here to help you move forward. Our board certified rheumatologist and trained nurse practitioners specialize in diagnosing and treating inflammatory arthritis, lupus, osteoporosis, and other autoimmune conditions. With on site lab testing, digital x rays, bone density scans, and infusion therapy, we provide comprehensive care all under one roof. Since 2001, we've been committed to personalized, compassionate care for patients across eastern North Carolina. Take the first step towards better health today. Call Carolina Arthritis Center at 252 321 8474, 252 321 8474, or visit carolina arthritis.com. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you're tuned in to Pit Perspectives on Awesome Radio. This is Awesome Radio, and this is Pit Perspectives, the show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community from right here in Eastern North Carolina to the rest of the world. Yes, we're a global stage for local stories. And as always, it's always an amazing, amazing time to be with you all. So, as you well know, first things first, our top community news recap proudly presented by Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins. Super, super shout out to Carolina Arthritis Center for always supporting, for always being our side. Means so much to us. Yes, what do we have on the news, guys?
Yes, I have the first news here, and it says Brody School of Medicine under federal investigation.
Yes, the U.S. Department of Education is investigating ECU's Brody School of Medicine to determine whether its admission process violates federal laws that ban racial discrimination. Four other medical schools across the country are also part of the investigation. Federal officials say the review is part of a nationwide effort to ensure medical school admissions are based on merit rather than race. ECU says Brody follows all federal and state laws and will cooperate fully with the investigation. Yes, moving on, guys.
We also have Greenville moves forward with Airbnb rules.
Yes, Greenville is moving forward with new rules for short term rentals like Airbnb and Verbal after receiving more complaints about noise, parking problems, and trash in neighborhoods. The proposed regulations would require permits, liability insurance, and clear standards for rental owners. If a property repeatedly violates the rule, the city could issue fines or even revoke its rental permit. The Greenville City Council is expected to vote on the proposal at its August 13th meeting. Yes, moving on.
Yes, I have another news here that says ECU to honor Chris Johnson throughout football season.
Yes, East Carolina University will honor football legend Chris Johnson by placing a special helmet decal on every Pirate football helmet throughout the 2026 season. Johnson recently shared that he has been diagnosed with ALS and has been raising awareness about the disease. ECU leaders say the decal is a way to show that Pirate Nation stands with Johnson and to bring attention to ALS. The Pirates begin their season on September 5 against Alabama. Yes, and in our final news of the day, guys.
We have Greenville Utilities elects new leadership.
Yes, the Greenville Utilities Board has elected Farrell Blunt as its new chairman and welcomed Mervyn Edmonds as its newest commissioner. The board oversees utility rates, budgets, and long-term planning for Greenville Utilities. During the meeting, the board also approved agreements for the East 14th Street widening project and awarded another contract for infrastructure that will connect Boviet Solar to the GUC electric system, supporting future energy growth in the area. Yes, guys, that's all we have for you to do on our top community news recap, proudly presented by Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins. Yes. So in our community voices segment this morning, we are talking about something very important. Um, I mean, something I know AY would really enjoy talking about too. What makes someone trustworthy? You know, trust is one of the most valuable things we can give another person. Trust holds together friendships, families, businesses, communities, and even nations. You know, yet while trust can take years to earn, sometimes it only takes one moment to lose. So today we are asking questions. Is trust built more through competence or character? And once trust is broken, can it ever be fully recovered or restored? So our three questions, as always, for today is: what makes you trust someone? What makes you trust someone? The second one is character more important than competence when earning trust? Is character more important than competence when earning trust? And the last one is: have you ever rebuilt trust after it was broken, or do some things change a relationship forever? Have you ever rebuilt trust after it was broken, or do some things change a relationship forever? Yes, as always, would love to hear from you. We are live on Awesome Radio. I would love to hear from you. And our studio line is 252-756-2008 or +1-252-756-2008. You can also drop your messages on all of the live chats across social media, or you can even email us at hello.pitperspectives@gmail.com. So yes, three questions: what makes you trust someone? The second one is: character more important than competence when earning trust? And the last one: have you ever rebuilt trust after it was broken, or do some things change a relationship forever? So, guys, it kind of makes sense to just start with AY. You know,
How?
I mean, you're the most.
So okay, I mean that makes sense. But like you did not finish this our conversation with Patrick. But let's move on. Let's move on. Because Patrick was trying to explain something that did not make sense.
It's a conspiracy theory.
You've allowed him to escape. Well, that's fine. That's okay. Let's continue the conversation.
Yeah, but that was weird, though. Patrick talking about FIFA wanting Spain to win because the hate on Argentina was getting.
I did not even hear that part. I wanted him to say it again because it didn't make any sense. So
Yeah, that's silly. I didn't even want us to.
Let's just move on to the topic. Let's move on to the topic.
why are you trying to move on?
Ewa, please answer that.
Yes. Patrick is still salty from Argentina losing the final, but
I'm not
we'll be
salty over
fine.
anything.
They didn't even. To me, they didn't even lose that final. They didn't play at all. There was no final. Honestly,
Bro, like you said,
it was a one-sided
it's
game.
football.
It was
If
like
that game
Spain training
reached the
ground.
penalties, they would have
Yes,
probably won.
guys.
But
Yes.
let's-
FIFA World Cup is over.
The World Cup is over now. Now it's over. if Argentina had won,
Yes,
would it be
over.
over? Baba, the World Cup.
would have
This
been
is
over,
the best
yes.
World Cup ever. USC.
All right, guys. Hey, why? What makes you trust someone?
Okay, yes.
Let's hear it.
So
What makes
back
you not
back
trust
to
Argentina?
because they don't know how to play football. They just do. They have gimmicks and they have dark arts and all those things. They don't play actual football. We saw them exposed against Spain. Anyways, let's get to the topic.
All
I
right,
mean, this is part of the topic. Anyways, you asked the question. So, yes, talking about trust, like you said in your introduction, trust is a very very I would say a fragile thing, a fragile concept, because it is something that in most cases it takes time to build, and it just takes a moment to lose, right? You could
right.
spend years trying to prove that you are trustworthy, and then the trust has been earned, quote and unquote, and then in the moment of making a mistake or doing something that you shouldn't have done, you lose that trust, and then it's difficult for that person to trust you again, right? So for me, what makes me trust people is time, right? Having been with someone for a period of time, observed their ways, their character, and the things they are capable of doing. From what they've done repeatedly, you can tell that maybe it still doesn't mean that the person you trust cannot disappoint in some cases, but for you to be able to at least trust the person, you must have seen that person prove consistently that character that you want to trust them about. So when you've seen that over time, then you can decide, okay, I'll trust this person because over the years this person has proven to be trustworthy.
Okay, so I just wanted to cut you in there from what you said about, dealing with somebody over time. If I get
Yeah.
you correctly, that also means you can't trust someone if you just met. Is
Well,
that correct?
I would say that it is possible to trust someone you just met, but it's a risk, right? There are times that you might not even have a choice than to just trust this person, even though you just met the person, but that it's more of a risk because you can't predict them because you don't know anything about them, right? So in those
Okay.
cases, it's possible to trust someone you just met, but it's going to be a huge risk. But
Right,
I think we
I
have to
saw-
go on this break right now, and then we'll be right back on Awesome Radio for Pit Perspectives. Don't go anywhere.
Boom. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You're listening to Awesome Radio, and this is Peak Perspectives, the show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community from Eastern North Carolina to the rest of the world. Yes, Nkechi promises, hello guys, trust your weekend is going well. Yes, our weekend is going well. I hope yours is going well too. Yes, today we're talking about trust. What really makes someone trustworthy? And we are asking a couple questions. What makes you trust someone? Is character more important than competence when earning trust? And have you ever rebuilt trust after it was broken, or do some things change a relationship forever? Yes, and as always, we're live on Awesome Radio, and our studio lines are 252-756-2008, 252-756-2008. Or you can drop your comments in the chat, W in the chat. So yes, we just heard from AY talking about trust. AY, something I wanted to mention about what makes you trust someone, question you answered about the risk part. I feel like even for relationships that have been around a long time, there's always that risk,
Yeah.
right? So let's say maybe the risk starts when you first meet someone, it starts at full scale, full bar, right? And as you get to know them, the risk lowers
Yeah.
as you're sort of getting to a pattern and you know what to expect. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. That makes sense.
That's what I would think. But yes, I think that it's natural to sort of talk to someone from a generation that lacks trust, the most trustless generation there is. So, guys, we'll hear from our resident is in the building, Mr. Patrick Mbaya Lufulu.
Okay.
What
What up?
makes
What up?
you trust someone?
I think like AY said, it's about time spent with a person, right? And learning their habits, learning the way they move, learning the way they carry themselves, the way they, you see their decision making process, all that stuff. A lot goes into it, and you know, get to be around this person and see them, observe them, and see the kind of person they are, and then you can kind of trust them. I mean, it takes a lot to trust somebody. The person really has to prove to you that they are what you think they are, or they impress you in some certain aspects, and then you can be able to trust them. Coincidentally, it's also true that you can trust someone the first time you meet them. I mean, it's not common, but I've experienced this a lot. Like I've had people trust me the first time they've met me, and I'm like, why? It makes no sense. But more
Yeah,
than one
until
person
they
has
find
done it.
out, about you. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, more than one person, and so I'm like, yeah, you can do it. I mean, me personally, I don't trust people easily. It takes a long time for me to be able to trust someone. Yeah, AY, based on what you said, I had a question. Do you then trust Victor?
So all this
Because you've
while
known him for a minute, and
you don't trust AY.
no, I asked him a question.
Well, so from what we've been saying, I mean, so far, we've established that trust is built over time, and it has to be mostly based on repetitive pattern. Like you've seen it over and over. So it is possible to trust a person in different areas, right? So, for example, you've been with this person for a long period of time, and you know that if you
Someone says there is an echo. Can you confirm me why?
yes, there's a very like slight, maybe like second delay. Like it's very, very very slight, but it's not a lot. I think it's just the delay in the timing. Yeah. But anyways, back
They
to what
said
I was
echo
saying.
though.
Yeah, back to what I was saying. So yes, over time you've seen someone, do different things in different aspects. It depends sometimes on which area you can trust a person, right? So it's possible to say I trust this person, but at the same time you cannot leave your food in the fridge for this, like when this person is there, because you know this person is going to eat it, right? So it doesn't mean that if other things happen, maybe your life depends on something, and this is the person that I can still call, like, because I know I trust him, I've been with him over time. But I'm just using that as an example. But I know that this person, when it comes to food, is going to eat your food. Do you understand? So
Right.
in that case, you can say, oh, I don't trust this person with my food. But any other thing can happen. Like if you need help, or you need any other thing, or you need somebody to be, in charge of something, you know that this person is your go-to person. Do you understand? So I also think that what's it called? Trust can be in different areas. It's not necessarily absolute. Do you understand? Trust is not necessarily like, oh, once I trust this person, then everything, this person has to always come correct. It's possible that a person that you trust
You can trust someone in one thing
in
and
an
then
area and
trust them
not in another area. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes. Eberos Okalo says, hello guys, Victor's mic is echoing back. Is that true?
What did you say?
Eberos Okalo says, Victor's mic.
So I already said earlier that it's due to the lag. Just there's a millisecond lag that is just subtle there. But yes.
Okay. I hope it's not too terrible.
I hope so too.
Yeah. So, Ewa, you still didn't answer the question. So, do you then trust Victor?
Of course I do.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm one of the most trustworthy people you can meet. What I was,
I don't know about that.
well, I mean, your opinions don't matter to me. But what I was going to say is, what I was going to say is, I feel like on some level, and then why you would know this from being a Holy Ghost brother, there is something about trust where you can have a sense that you can trust someone. It's unspoken. It's spiritual even. It's instinctive, And I think it probably works the other way too, where you can see someone and something in your spirit or for whatever reason, doesn't sit well with them. So I say that because I know I asked Patrick or earlier when you answered yours, the fact that trust, you can trust someone without knowing them first, because you need that level of trust in the beginning to even engage in the first place. So Eberus Okalu says one of the things that make me trust someone is consistency, when someone's words and actions match over time. That is true. I think that's a lot of what you said. So, to the second question, is character more important than competence when earning trust?
Well, I think it's both, right? And I'll give a very relatable example, especially for people in Nigeria. You can, trust a person to deliver. So, and this applies to a lot of artisans in Nigeria, where you know that this person will not like. So let me give the popular one, the seamstresses, or they call them tailors, where you give them your dress for a wedding, and then you might not get the dress ready by your wedding. You understand that kind of thing? Like, sometimes they disappoint you because maybe they had too much going on, and then they did not factor in the time that it takes to get it done, and then they disappoint their customers. But you notice that in some of those cases, there are people that will still come back to that same person even after disappointing them. Now, so, and that is, I would establish it in two ways. There is character and there is competence. In that case, this person has established that they don't have character because they don't keep to their words, because they've shown that pattern. Like, it's possible that they disappoint you. But then again, you know that in that region, they are probably the best at what they do. And that's competence in terms of the work. They have the skill. You know that the day you went to the one that you can trust that will deliver on time, the dress it didn't make sense.
This your example brings to mind someone I know who has been that kind of person.
Do you understand? So
He's a DJ too.
It didn't make sense. So you have to then go back to the one that you can't trust them with the time. So sometimes what people do is that they give them the wrong time and say, "Oh, I need this dress in 2 weeks," when they actually need it in 4 weeks. Right? I know people do that, so just because they need this person to get going on the work. So you can't trust that person in terms of character. You know that this person is questionable. This person's character, is questionable. But at the same time, you cannot deny the fact that they are good, they are skillful with the job, and if you want the best of that job, you still have to find a way to make sure they get it done, even though you can't trust them to keep to time. But you know that yes,
all right.
In both cases. But I think we'd also have to go on a very quick break, and we'll be right back shortly to continue
on Awesome Radio.
Awesome Radio. This is Pitt Perspectives. Do not go anywhere. We'll
Join our team of totally awesome volunteers. When you volunteer into the Awesome Radio Network family, you are valued and appreciated. Are you retired? Do you need something rewarding to do? Do you need community hours? We can be reached at 252-756-3137. We have several volunteer opportunities readily available for you to choose from. Awesome Radio Network is seeking self-motivated and positive volunteers who may be interested in learning how we do radio and community events. Visit our website to learn more, awesomeradionetwork.org. or reach us at 252-756-3137. Disclaimer: we vet our volunteers and reserve all rights to mutually accept or refuse.
Welcome back to Awesome Radio, and this is Pitt Perspectives, the show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community. Yes, and shout out to everyone who's been on the chat. Ebere Zokalo continued her sentence by saying they call it discerning spirits in the Bible, what Victor is explaining. Yes, discerning spirit. Precious is the one that says a trustworthy person is someone whose words and actions consistently match over time. Trust isn't built by one big gesture. It's built through many small, reliable actions. I like that. What do you guys think? Good?
Yeah. Yes, yes, I agree with that. Like we
All
said,
right.
it's built over time. It takes repeated. You observe the pattern over a period of time to establish that this person can be trusted in this
I mean, the part
area.
about being made up of small gestures here and there and not just
Yeah.
one big grand stuff.
Of course, of course. And that's why it
All
takes
right.
time. One gesture happens in a moment, but the repeated ones is done over time. You keep observing that this person has proven, has shown this consistent character, or has shown this over a period of time, that this is how they move. Like
All
Patrick
right.
said.
Abide and pray always says, I trust people who show reliability. If you say you'll do something, do it. Accountability too. Owning mistakes instead of making excuses builds trust. Um, let's see. Rex Joe says, hello guys. One thing before I trust is honesty. I don't expect perfection, but I value people who tell the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Yes. True, true. Yes, Precious Susan Wande goes on to say, remember that trust is usually earned gradually and can be lost quickly if someone repeatedly lies, breaks promises, or acts inconsistently. Esther Lamashedrak says, hi everyone, happy weekend. Yes, happy weekend to you, Esther. K Drama Hot G says, I trust people whose actions consistently match their words. Honesty, accountability, and reliability matter more to me than promises. Wow. It seems if you did an analysis of everything said in the chat, you see honesty, you see consistency, you see words match
Accountability.
actions. I think
Yeah.
that's a very interesting way to look at it. So let's see the other question, guys. Um have you ever rebuilt trust after it was broken, or do some things change a relationship forever?
Well, I feel like yes, trust can be rebuilt if it's broken, although it's always very difficult, because as human beings, there's a way our mind works, and when somebody has done something wrong, or something, let me just say, has done something that broke your trust initially, there is a way that even when the person is doing their best to recover from that experience and make sure that they don't repeat it, there is somewhere at the back of your mind where there is just this thought of they might do it again, even if it's not pronounced and you're not acting on it, but there's something in your mind that is just like subtle somewhere there saying that they might do it again, and if they eventually do it, you'll be like, I said it. Do you get? So it's possible to rebuild trust, like we've established, because it takes time to build it. It might take even longer to rebuild. Do you understand? So the time it took you to trust the person initially might even have to increase when you are trying to rebuild trust, because now this person will have to test and make sure that over and over again you have proven that in this kind of situation I will not do that same thing that made you lose trust in the first place. So it might take even longer time, but I think it's actually possible to still rebuild trust. I know that there are people who they say they have trust issues, but like, I still believe that it's possible to rebuild trust. It just might take longer. It just take longer
That
time
makes
to
that
rebuild,
makes
but yeah,
sense.
it's possible.
So I know we had a DJ who is always not easy to trust, and repeatedly I will trust him, and then he will disappoint. But yes, talking about character and competence, Muchenzo Georgia says on the second question, character gets you trusted, competence keeps you trusted. You need both. What do you guys think?
Well, yeah, I would think that you need both to be regarded as a trustworthy person. But when I was
Okay,
talking
so
earlier,
that's true what he said.
I tried to separate them, and that was why I gave that example of somebody who they have what it takes, they have the skill, they are competent at their job, they do it well, and in that way you can trust their job. In that kind of person, there are times where you hear people say things like, well, this guy, I know he's the best, he can do it well, but just know that he might not give you on time. So in that kind of case, you can rely on the output, right? You can rely on the output of what this person is going to give. It's just that you cannot rely on, for example, the timing. Say, okay, maybe I have to give that person some buffer to make sure that he gets the job done. But you know that once that job is done and it gets to you, you are confident that what you are going to get is going to be the best. So there are people like that.
So to your
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
AY,
Yeah.
I wanted to speak to Uchendu Juniors. I think it's the other way around. Competence gets you trusted, but character keeps you trusted. You need both. I hope.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ketty Promise says,
Yeah.
hope this DJ is not the Z in the house. Not him,
And
unfortunately.
yes. I
Um,
want to say to Nkechi Promise that I'm a man of many talents, but DJing unfortunately is not one of them. So yeah, it's not me. Yeah, and as we were saying, I do
well, I
agree
don't know
that
about many talents, but
as you said to AI before, I'm saying it back to you. Your opinion does not matter to me. Anyway, so it's true. I think once trust is broken, it's very difficult for you to truly build trust again. Right? Because as AY said, at the back of the person's mind, you disappointed them, you're bound to disappoint them again. So I've seen people that once the trust is broken, it really never gets like rebuilt because it's been broken. Like just breaking it up once,
yeah.
it can never come
I
back.
think you started echoing a bit. It feels like a scene out of an Indian movie with your accent, but it's fine.
I have a question though, and my question is: does every misbehavior, quote and unquote, have to lead to break of trust? I don't know if you guys get what I mean.
Say that again.
So does every misbehavior or letting down, quote and unquote, have to lead to break of trust?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
please. You
think
want to
it
say something?
taints your character
Okay.
So
for sure.
I feel like it's contextual too. In terms of there are the big issues, right? And then there are the everyday little things, say if someone lied about a big life thing, or you say quote unquote married someone on a wrong premise, or got into any of those big issues, then it could be that. But there are certain other things you can deal without, like the DJ disappointing me or something, and having to find an alternative.
So what I'm trying to get at is it possible for somebody to do something, that you've trusted that they will never do it, but they do that thing, and in your heart you're like, I know that this one is just a mistake. I still trust this person, that this is not the kind of person they are. Do you get, like? And I'm also putting this out to those in the chat. I'm sure they will have a lot to say about this. So where you trust somebody to not do something, you know that this is the kind of person they are. You've been with them over time. You trust them enough. You know that this is not the kind of person they are. But
Hey, wait, I need to get
well,
to
let me,
this.
I just need to land with this. In the
Okay.
mix, they just make a mistake, or they do that thing that you've trusted them that they will never do. But in your heart, you still trust them and say, I know that this one was just a one-off. It's a mistake. I know they don't have to prove themselves to me to make me now believe that they will never do it. I know that they won't do it again because I know that this is not them. It's just a one-off. Is it
doesn't
possible?
it doesn't even align. If someone breaks trust for any reason, they will have to work hard to
So that's what I'm
build
saying.
rebuild the trust.
Does a behavior have to break the trust? That's what I'm saying. Is it possible for you to do something and not break trust in the process, even though you've done the thing? So let me look for an example. You have somebody who is very somebody who manages money well. You know that this person, you can trust them with your money. Let me use that. It's just a random example. You know that if we have maybe a group and maybe we are contributing money or we're doing something, once we keep our money with this person, our money is going to be intact. And then it happens that in one location, the money was not intact. Something happened, they balanced the book, and then it's not balancing. And this person is like, I don't even know what happened. I can't explain it. It's just not working well. And you're like, well, I know you're not a thief because I've been with you over time. And even though we can't still find where this money has gone to, I still believe that you're the person that will handle the money. Is that possible? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
Or
possible.
are we going to say, oh, yes, you've been the one handling the money and it's been intact, but because this time around we can't balance the books, we are taking it off you because we don't
No,
trust you
that's
anymore.
possible. I see what you mean. So I really wanted to get to the charts. Really, that's what I was trying to do, so that we can also keep them engaged. I mean, there's been a lot of charts in the time. Character, precious also one day. Character and competence are just. I'm losing my voice.
Jesus, don't worry, I'll save you. Yes, Precious is the one that says
Not
character
save
and
me,
confidence.
bro. No, precious character. I would
They
have let
both
you say
each
it,
other.
but not
Look at
you
the
saying
person that
save me.
Look at Victor's character. Your character is relax, calm down. Okay, I
Bro,
bet
not
always
you
says
save me. No, you can't save yourself. Save yourself,
Patrick,
bro.
please go ahead, please.
Character and
yes.
competence are just like two sides of a coin. They both need
You
each
want
other. I would have let you read it, but not you saying save me. Abide and pray always says character determines how you use your competence. That's why it comes first for me. This is why. Uchendu Joye says, I like that Patrick is beginning to give it back to Victor. It's a good sign. Okay.
W-U-T in the chat. W-U-T in the chat.
All right. Precious is the one that says, no, not every misbehavior leads to a break of trust. A person's behavior can be hurtful, annoying, or disruptive without necessarily making them untrustworthy. Anyway, that's for you, I guess. Eberos Okalo says, I wonder if Patrick understands Victor's bad mouthing. I'm glad he's beginning to give it back to him. What's going on? Who is bad mouthing who? Eberos Okalo, look at his character.
No, W Eber in the chat.
Bro. What is
Victor is speechless. Look at you. He's
who is
speechless.
bad mouthing who?
Did you read the last comment? He said, look at this character.
Bro, I wonder how you get away with looking innocent, bro.
This is live. This is this is live. They can see live.
Oh my god. That was...
Okay, guys, I laughed so hard my head.
He said, look at
hurts.
this character. Oh, Jesus Christ. It is,
Please, let's go back to the topic. No, I laughed so hard my
That's
head.
such a Nigerian thing to say too.
No, I think it was Patrick that was
I
saying,
would have
look at
let you
Victor's
read it,
character
but
when
not you saying
you're
let you
trying
say
to read the... When you're trying to read... Yeah, I mean, that was what was happening.
You were dying. You're literally dying. I was just trying to help you. But your ego and pride will not allow you. Look at you.
My character, Abi.
Your character, yes.
Yes, I was like, look at your character in the middle of you dying because you're dying and fighting. I was like,
So, for example, what the example I gave earlier, like you can trust a person in an area, not trust the person in an area. It's just what happened now. You can trust Victor as a person, but you cannot trust him to not act in a way that shows pride and ego, like you just said now, because you know that over time he has shown that pattern, right? So it's possible that you can trust a person in an area and not trust the person in other area.
So that's your best.
Today is your day.
That's your best shot.
They say every day is for
Bro,
the,
if you're coming for the
something. One
king,
day
you
is for
better
the
not
other.
mix, bro. You better not miss.
Today is your day.
You know, I can take it as much as I can give, so no worries at all. Now, of all the three of us, now you where they get under the skin fast, but it's fine.
No, say me, I have it now. I'm always on my lane. Everybody knows that I'm always on my lane. But if you come
Everybody
for me,
thinks so. But yeah,
if
I
you
see
come
what
for
you
me,
mean.
I will come for you. So that's my own pattern.
See, anyway, I feel like you're most, what's the word?
Yeah.
And I mean this in a good way. I feel like you're most expressive here than in other parts of your life, though.
I don't think so. But I mean,
Oh, you don't think so? Okay.
yeah, I don't. This is if
what he's saying is that you don't really know
engage
him.
me in
You only
any
know this
conversation,
aspect of him.
in any conversation or in anything that has to do with, this is how I express myself everywhere. The reason why
Oh,
you
yeah,
probably
that's why it's very
think
strongly
that way
opinionated.
is if it's just we are just there, then it's fine. But if we are having a conversation and there is varying opinions, I will share my thoughts, even if you don't agree. And
All
it's
right.
fine. So we've talked about this before, and I think it was an episode where we were talking about disagreements. can people still disagree? And we established that it's okay to disagree. In fact, in most cases, especially if you're having a conversation, I feel like it helps the conversation even when we don't agree. So far that, everyone can clearly state their point and establish their own thoughts. That's fine. You don't have to
Nkechi
agree.
Promise says, man, Patrick, don't mind them. If they give you both, give them was. Why is everybody thinking that Patrick is
WKT in the chat.
one
WKT in the chat.
innocent, helpless?
Is pattern that has been shown over time now. That's what we're
That-
talking about.
See, this guy understands it.
Trust. They've seen it over and over and over again. So
That what?
that this is how you come for people trying to put people under the bus.
See, they get it.
So
I'm speechless at this point.
his character.
Ona don't win. But I'm sure you guys know. Beyond the banter, I know say I be repository, bank of trust bank.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. Yeah. Off camera.
You know what's interesting is I saw someone in in Greenville for an event on Thursday, and he was saying he saw the post about the topic, the episode's topic, and how he thinks trust is a big, it's a great conversation on what we are having. And now it makes me wonder about the culture. Think about like South Africa or Nigeria. Even if you even go down further, like in the West where you're from, and in the East where I'm from, versus this place. I feel like maybe let me put it as a question. Do you think people are more trusting and trustworthy here or back home, or is it just the same thing? I'm curious. What do you guys think?
So
Trusting
I
and
think-
trustworthy.
Yeah. I think it's a case of experiences.
Okay.
And I just with almost any other thing, it is not usually about place or about person or about culture or even about race or things like that. I feel like it's mostly about experiences. So you can have somebody back home who they've had good experiences with people, and they will be trusting in that sense because they don't have so many negative experiences that can make them very skeptical about different things. But you can still have people even here who have been through those kind of negative experiences consistently and they won't trust. So I feel like is individualistic in this kind of approach. It is person to person basis. What is your own experience? Do you understand?
Okay.
So a lot of people will react based on what they've experienced as a person, not necessarily based on
I see what you mean. So
Do you get? Yeah.
before taking that further, Nkechi Promise says you can't really enjoy the company of a Nigerian if you let the things we say get to you. We can love you and still make our jokes that will make you cry. Interesting,
Oh wait,
but I don't know.
Does that mean wait? Does that mean that Victor loves me?
Tough love.
Okay, Kechi Promise. Thank you for bringing that point across.
Bro, see, Patrick is not the innocent bystander. Patrick is an accessory to the crime. He's
I
an
don't know what to
accomplice.
say. I don't know if you're using this platform to admit your crimes, because I don't know which one is accessory to.
Well, yeah, so to your point, AY, I'd say I'll reframe that to say that experience is also, I'd like to think, a part of culture, because there has to be something about the culture. Think about how, when I say culture, it could be, something like, it might not be universal
I
as
think
in.
you have to hold that thought because we
Okay.
have to go on a quick break. We are still live on Awesome Radio. Don't go anywhere.
Do you have documents that need to be notarized? We provide notary services by appointment. 252-756-3137.
Awesome radio. Yes, awesome. Awesome. Can you hear it? Awesome. Awesome.
Welcome back to Awesome Radio, and this is Pitt Perspectives. Yes, Awesome Radio out here in Greenville and WNOS out here in New Bern. And yes, thanks to everyone engaging from all around the world. This is a global stage for local stories. So, AY, to your point, what I was saying is think about like how there are a lot of notions we had about America back in Nigeria. At least I had, right? So, for instance, you think when you hear bribery and corruption, some people think it's an African problem, right? But when you get here, you realize that chances are this is the one headquarters of corruption. You get what I mean? Systemic, you know. So, in the same way, where people think back in Nigeria that people in the West, let me use that word, are more trusting than and there are a lot of reasons. If you even go to game theory where people think about win-lose situation, it's research has proven that where resources is scarce, right? People play zero-sum games where one has to win and one has to lose because they think resources are scarce. But where there is much more resources, people are easier to play. I think there's a word, not zero sum, the win-win game. There's a name for it. Win-win. So I say all that to say that I feel like the cultural premise one comes from might predispose them to either be more inclined to trust, I mean, on a base level and otherwise. And I say that to say that, I mean, let's be realistic. If it's difficult to trust someone, if I'm not even talking about experience now, if you are in a situation where trusting them takes away a lot of control from you, because I mean trust is something you give. Trust is knowing that if this person breaks down or something, you still get through it or something. I hope, but I don't know if any of this makes any sense.
I think I understand what you're saying. It still kind of still aligns with what I said initially. It's still based on experiences at the end of the day, because like I said, it's possible to come from those environments where you think it is normal to have those kind of have people do these kind of things, but you can be living in those places and still not have those experiences, and that will make you probably a little more trusting because it's not your experience. Even though everybody thinks that this is what happens, but you don't have that experience, right? So you will still have that a little bit more leeway to be able to trust people, right? Or to trust, certain situations. But if you are from the other side of the divide where it looks like, yes, everything looks perfect, but somehow for you, you've just had 2 or 3 or 4 experiences where this same thing has happened to you over time. It's going to put you on the edge in a way, just to be more careful, because you know that the probability of this thing happening to you is higher, right? So at the end of the day, it's still experience based for me.
Right. So that makes sense. I wanted to get to Uchendu Jonye's point on the chat. Uchendu Jonye says priorities are different, and you all let me know what you guys think. Priorities are different. Over there, I mean, he means in the West, I suppose. Over there, many people are established enough to focus on improving society. Over here, which is where he is, many are still trying to survive, and some will do almost anything to make ends meet. So again, I think this is his explanation of that cultural aspect of trust. What do you guys think?
Which is true. I would agree with that, because it's now we're talking about this now at scale. Like we're talking numbers now, so there are more people who have bad experiences, quote unquote, that can make them not to be trusting or even trustworthy. And then on the other side, there are more
if we even go back to first principles, what made them have the bad experience?
In
You
the
get what I
sense
mean? It feels like it's a vicious circle of sorts.
okay, yeah. I get what you're saying. Like it's yeah. So you don't know which one which one came first, is it the egg or the chicken? I think I understand what you're getting at. Which is I mean there's a lot of sense in that. There's a lot of truth in that because you can't really tell at what point the cycle starts. Is it as a result of, their own experiences and who started? Do you understand? So it makes sense to think that in a situation where you have a society where there are more people who are trying to survive than people who at least are living decently, there will be more was it propensity to do more harm to other people than in a society where
That's
things
interesting.
are a bit more relaxed. Yeah. So
Say you said
that's it.
propensity, and Patrick is laughing. At least I'm not the
Funny
one
about
today.
propensity? You know, go school. Okay. You didn't do
See, I'm
economics.
not the one today. But
It's
I
like
think
it's a regular day word in any economics class. If you've done any economics class, you probably would have heard propensity to consume.
see he's
You never heard
explaining.
that?
If it's me now, you wouldn't know it's a regular
I mean
English word.
that's not your kind of word. No, that's like a regular Tuesday word, really. But anyways, our time is running out. So what do we have?
Oh yes. I think it's been an interesting conversation. Rex Joe said it's not. Oh yes, I think there are.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of community events.
Let me
I
just
wanted.
run through them because of time. We have
All
forts
right.
and hideouts at River Park North, Saturday, July 25th, 9 to 10:30 a.m. We also have summer hand building pottery classes at Emerge Gallery and Art Center beginning on Tuesday, July 28th, and we have Make a Day at GMOA. And this is where we're going to bring this show to an end. We'll see you next week. Have a good week.